In this video, we create a place of remembrance, honoring those who've recently left us and reflecting on the lasting influence they gave the world. Alongside these tributes, we also celebrate the legendary career of Ric Flair, whose unmatched legacy continues to inspire wrestling fans everywhere. Subscribe today and be part of a community that treasures these unforgettable stories. Miss Elizabeth, born Elizabeth Ann Hewlett on November 19, 1960, was one of professional wrestling's most beloved and influential figures. Known for her grace and elegance, she brought a unique touch of class to a world often defined by chaos and intensity. Making her debut in the mid-1980s, Elizabeth stepped into the spotlight as Miss Elizabeth in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, where she became the iconic manager and on-screen partner of Macho Man, Randy Savage. Her calm, dignified presence perfectly balanced Savage's fiery personality, creating one of wrestling's most memorable duos. Together, they captivated audiences with storylines that blended drama, romance, and emotion. Moments like their reunion at WrestleMania 7 remain etched in the hearts of fans. Beyond her partnership with Savage, Elizabeth's influence extended to shaping how women could be portrayed in wrestling, not just as side characters, but as key figures who added real depth to the stories unfolding in the ring. After leaving the WWF, she made appearances in WCW, continuing to be a respected and admired presence wherever she went. Tragically, Elizabeth passed away on May 1st, 2003 at just 42 years old, from acute toxicity caused by a mix of prescription drugs and alcohol. Her untimely death was a heartbreaking loss for the wrestling world. Yet her legacy endures. As a pioneer who redefined the role of women in wrestling and as the First Lady of Wrestling, remembered with love, respect, and nostalgia by fans around the world. Bobo Brazil, born on July 10, 1924, in Little Rock, Arkansas, was a trailblazer in professional wrestling and one of the first African-American stars to break through the color barriers of the sport. Known for his incredible athleticism, charm, and sportsmanship, Brazil became a household name at a time when segregation was still deeply rooted in American society. He began his wrestling career in the late 1940s and quickly stood out with his impressive strength and agility, qualities rarely seen in wrestlers of his era. Fans loved his signature move, the Coco Butt, a powerful headbutt that became his trademark and often turned the tide of a match. His combination of skill, charisma, and crowd-pleasing energy made him one of the most popular wrestlers in the country. Over his remarkable career, Brazil earned numerous championships, including the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, making history as the first African-American to claim the title. He wrestled for major promotions like the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, where he continued to captivate audiences with his performances. Outside the ring, Brazil was admired for his humility and his commitment to equality in wrestling. After retiring in the 1980s, his legacy lived on, inspiring countless wrestlers. In 1994, he was honored with induction into the WWE Hall of Fame, a fitting tribute to a true pioneer whose influence still shapes the sport today. The Junkyard Dog, born Sylvester Ritter on December 13, 1952, in Wadesboro, North Carolina, was one of the most beloved figures in professional wrestling during the late 1970s and 1980s. Before stepping into the ring, Ritter was a standout football player at North Carolina A&T State University, where his strength and athleticism laid the groundwork for his wrestling career. Ritter became a star in Mid-South Wrestling, where his powerful presence, signature headbutt, and crowd-pleasing energy made him an instant favorite. Fans were drawn to his charisma and the way he connected with audiences, often entering the arena to upbeat music and an infectious smile. His rise continued when he joined the WWF, now WWE, in the 1980s, helping to define an era of wrestling that blended athleticism with showmanship. Known for his fierce rivalries with icons like Mr. Fuji and the Iron Sheik, the Junkyard Dog brought both toughness and heart to every match. Outside the ring, he was deeply involved in his community, using his platform to inspire young fans and promote positivity. Sadly, Ritter's life ended too soon when he died in a car accident at just 45 years old. Yet his legacy lives on, As one of the first major African-American wrestling superstars, the Junkyard Dog broke barriers and remains a symbol of strength, resilience, and the power of connecting with people through pure charisma. Tracy Smothers was an American professional wrestler born on September 2nd, 1962, in Springfield, Tennessee. He began his wrestling journey in the mid-1980s and quickly earned a reputation for his athletic ability, charisma, and versatility inside the ring. Over the years, he competed in some of the biggest wrestling promotions, including WCW, ECW, and the WWF, now WWE, where he became known as a hard-working and entertaining performer who always connected with the crowd. Smothers found success both as a singles competitor and in tag team action, teaming with stars like Steve Armstrong and Chris Candido. His matches were a mix of solid wrestling and down-to-earth humor, a combination that made fans love him even more. Whether he was playing a hero or a villain, he always gave his all, earning respect from both audiences and his peers. Beyond his in-ring accomplishments, Tracy Smothers was deeply passionate about helping the next generation of wrestlers. As a trainer and mentor, he shared his experience and wisdom with countless young performers who went on to make their own marks in the industry. Sadly, Smothers passed away at the age of 58 after a battle with cancer. Though he's gone, his spirit lives on through the wrestlers he influenced and the fans who still remember his charm, dedication, and love for the sport. Tracy Smothers left behind not just a wrestling legacy, but a reminder of how heart and humor can make a true legend. Atsushi Aoki, born on September 25, 1977 in Japan, was a respected professional wrestler whose passion and skill left a lasting mark on the sport. Beginning his journey in the late 1990s, Aoki trained under seasoned mentors and quickly stood out for his dedication and drive. Over the years, he competed in major promotions such as pro wrestling, NOAH, and DDT Pro Wrestling, earning admiration for his athleticism, precision, and heart inside the ring. Known for his agility, sharp striking techniques, and fearless high-flying style, Aoki became a fan favorite. His versatility shone through during his reign as the DDT Extreme Champion, where he pushed creative boundaries and entertained audiences with his dynamic performances. Beyond his technical prowess, Aoki's determination and humility made him a beloved figure among peers and fans alike. Tragically, Aoki's promising life and career were cut short on June 3, 2019, when he passed away at just 41 years old. His death deeply saddened the wrestling world, which mourned not only a gifted performer, but also a kind and genuine soul. Those who knew him continue to honor his memory, recalling his professionalism, warmth, and love for wrestling. Atsushi Aoki's spirit endures through the countless lives he touched and the inspiration he left behind for future generations of wrestlers. Richard Morgan Fleer, known to the world as Ric Flair, was born on February 25, 1949, in Memphis, Tennessee, under circumstances that were far from ordinary. Soon after his birth, he was placed into the Tennessee Children's Home Society, a controversial adoption agency, and later adopted by Richard Reed Flyer and Kathleen Flyer. His new parents provided him a stable upbringing in Minnesota, where he grew up surrounded by the kind of middle-class normalcy that contrasted sharply with the flamboyant life he would one day lead. Even as a boy, Flair stood out, energetic, full of personality, and always the center of attention without ever trying. Those early years shaped his adaptability, his determination, and his drive to succeed despite uncertainty. He didn't yet know it, but those qualities would one day help him recover from devastating injuries, financial turmoil, and near-fatal health scares. Long before he became the Nature Boy, Ric Flair learned how to survive, and that spirit of survival would define the rest of his life. The birth of a legend, Flair's wrestling debut. When Ric Flair entered professional wrestling in 1972, he did so with an energy that immediately set him apart. Trained by the legendary Verne Gagne, Flair combined athleticism, confidence, and charisma in a way that felt fresh and magnetic. But his journey nearly ended just as it was beginning. In 1975, a plane crash left him with a broken back in 3 places, and doctors told him he would never wrestle again. Refusing to accept that fate, Flair worked tirelessly to return to the ring only months later, proving his toughness and resilience to the world. It was this near-miraculous recovery that helped forge the persona that would later define him. By the late 1970s, Ric Flair had fully embraced the Nature Boy character, a loud, confident, stylish figure who lived for the spotlight. Dressed in glittering robes, speaking with unmatched swagger, and delivering promos filled with bravado and unforgettable catchphrases like "woo" and "to be the man, you gotta beat the man." Flair became wrestling's most captivating personality. His combination of showmanship and technical wrestling skill made him both a performer and an artist, and audiences couldn't look away. The workhorse champion, carrying wrestling on his back. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, Ric Flair became the standard-bearer for professional wrestling. Inside the ring, he wasn't just a showman, he was a craftsman. His matches were filled with drama, athleticism, and storytelling, turning every bout into an emotional experience for fans. Flair wasn't the biggest or the strongest, but he was often the hardest working. Officially recognized by WWE as a 16-time world champion, though many argue his total is even higher, Flair built a reputation as a champion who gave everything to his craft. His rivalries with Harley Race, Dusty Rhodes, Ricky Steamboat, and Sting are still studied today as examples of perfect wrestling storytelling. Flair had a unique gift. He could make his opponents look like stars, elevating everyone he faced. His endurance in the ring was legendary. He could wrestle for an hour and keep fans on the edge of their seats the entire time. Across multiple promotions including NWA, WCW, and WWE, Flair's name became synonymous with greatness. But behind the curtain, the price of keeping up that image, both physically and financially, was beginning to take its toll. With a Nature Boy persona, fame, excess, and its cost. As Ric Flair's fame grew, the line between his real life and his on-screen persona began to blur. The Nature Boy was not just a character for television, it became his way of life. Flair lived large. Expensive suits, luxury cars, first-class flights, and champagne dinners were all part of the image. Fans loved it because he seemed to be living the dream, the ultimate symbol of success and confidence. Yet behind that glimmering surface, the constant need to live like Ric Flair placed him in financial peril. The lavish spending, the pressure to always appear larger than life, and the emotional strain of maintaining that persona eventually caught up with him. Over the years, Flair faced lawsuits, tax problems, and multiple divorces, each one compounding the financial strain. His honesty about those challenges in later interviews gave fans a deeper look into the man behind the legend, a man who sometimes felt trapped by his own success. Living as Ric Flair meant living for the applause, even when the crowd was gone and the bills remained. It was the price of fame, one that he paid repeatedly but never let destroy his spirit. Family, legacy, and personal turmoil. Outside the ring, Ric Flair's personal life mirrored the highs and lows of his career. He has been married several times, and each relationship brought its share of joy and heartbreak. Yet for all his fame and fortune, family remained central to who he was. His children have been a constant source of pride, particularly his daughter Ashley, known to WWE fans as Charlotte Flair. She has carried the Flair legacy into a new generation, becoming one of the most decorated female wrestlers in WWE history. Her success has been a point of deep pride for Ric, who has often spoken about how much it means to see her thrive in the same business that made him a legend. But Ric has also faced unimaginable personal pain, including the loss of his son Reed in 2013, an event that deeply shook him. Despite that heartbreak, he has continued to find strength in his family, using their love and support to keep moving forward. The Flair family's story, with all its triumphs and tragedies, is inseparable from Ric's own, a reminder that even icons face the same emotional struggles as anyone else. Health battles and the will to survive. Few athletes have survived as many life-threatening health crises as Ric Flair. In 2017, his fans were shocked to learn that he had been hospitalized with severe organ failure and a dangerous bowel obstruction. Doctors gave him little chance of survival, but in typical Flair fashion, he defied every odd. After weeks in a medically induced coma and multiple surgeries, he fought his way back to health, crediting his family and fans for giving him the strength to live. In 2022, he suffered a heart attack that again brought him close to death, a stark reminder of the toll decades of wrestling and a hard-living lifestyle had taken on his body. More recently, Flair faced 2 separate battles with melanoma, undergoing treatment and once again showing his remarkable resilience. Through it all, he remained open with his fans, often sharing updates and messages of gratitude. These struggles stripped away the glamour and left behind something even more powerful, the story of a survivor. His battles with health made him human in the eyes of fans, a living testament to endurance, and a man who truly refused to quit. Every time Flair came back, the "woo" chants grew louder, not just in celebration, but in admiration of a man who continued to fight. Financial struggles and reinvention in the modern era. Just as his health was tested, Ric Flair's financial life has also been a long roller coaster of highs and lows. At the height of his career, he earned millions, but the lifestyle of the Nature Boy demanded constant upkeep. Lavish spending, failed business ventures, and ongoing legal issues eventually led to serious financial trouble. He faced bankruptcy and tax challenges, openly admitting in interviews that his own habits were largely to blame. Yet what makes Flair's story remarkable is his ability to adapt. In recent years, he has reinvented himself through appearances, podcasts, endorsements, and partnerships. His energy and charm translated perfectly to the modern era of social media, allowing him to stay relevant with both longtime fans and younger audiences who know him through pop culture references. By leaning into his legacy rather than running from it, Flair turned nostalgia into opportunity. His charisma, once confined to the wrestling ring, has now become a brand that continues to thrive. Though financial scars remain, Flair's later life stability shows his ability to learn, evolve, and make peace with his past. It's a story of redemption that mirrors the resilience that has always defined him. The struggle to retire and the call of the ring. For Ric Flair, wrestling was never just a job. It was his identity. His 2008 farewell match against Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania is still remembered as one of the most emotional moments in wrestling history. The image of Michaels whispering, "I'm sorry, I love you," before delivering the final kick has become legendary, a symbol of respect for a man who gave everything to the business. Yet for Flair, walking away was harder than anyone could have imagined. He returned for occasional appearances and even competed in a billed last match in 2022, an event both celebrated and debated by fans. Some admired his passion, while others worried about his health. But Flair himself made it clear, wrestling wasn't just something he did, it was who he was. Each time he stepped into the ring, it was another opportunity to connect with the audience, to feel that electricity one more time. His inability to fully let go of the business shows the deep bond between Ric Flair and wrestling, a relationship that has defined him for more than half a century. Legacy and current status. The survivor still standing. Today at 76 years old, Ric Flair stands as a symbol of endurance, charisma, and survival. Though his body carries the marks of countless battles and health scares, his spirit remains unbroken. He continues to appear at events, participate in interviews, and engage with fans who see him as more than a wrestler. They see him as a living legend. Financially, Flair has found stability after years of struggle, using his experience to build new opportunities while remaining true to who he is. His life story, with all its triumphs and mistakes, serves as both inspiration and caution. It shows how fame can lift a person to incredible heights, but also test their strength in ways few can imagine. Yet through it all, Ric Flair has remained Ric Flair, flashy, funny, and fiercely alive. His journey from adoption to global fame, from financial ruin to reinvention, and from near death to recovery is one of the most extraordinary tales in sports history. The Nature Boy has become more than a nickname. It's a symbol of survival, resilience, and the unbreakable will to keep shining. And as long as fans keep shouting "woo" around the world, Ric Flair's spirit will never fade.